What is up, everyone? It's Thomas with Real Broker here in St. Augustine, Florida, coming at you live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. where we cover the market stats. We cover the local news that you need to know about if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in our local area. And at the very end, we're going to try and do a Q&A session. So if you do have any questions about what we're covering, about moving to St. Augustine, about lifestyle here, the restaurants, what to do, let me know in the comments below. Even if you're rewatching this, let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer you. So we're going to start this off like we always do. I'm going to ask you guys where you tuned in from today, because I really like to know where people are watching from and where they're, kind of relocating, why they're relocating here to our area. Or if you're living here in St. Augustine, if you're tuning in the show just to get a better idea of what's going on in this area, because there's a lot of changes happening here in St. Johns County, which we're going to cover today. So let's get off on it. We'll start with the market stats. So I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen. Give me 1 second here. All right, and boom. Okay, gotcha. So let's take a look at the market stats here for the last 24 hours. We got 151 new listings and 152 closed. So last 24 hours, that's a 1-for-1 on new listings to homes closing altogether. On top of that, we have 103 pending listings and 42 contingent taking backup. So almost 1-for-1 going under contract in this market. And then let's take a look here. We also have back on the market, we have 31. So that's significantly lower than we saw last week. And price changes 135. So just about as many homes that came on the market, you're seeing just about as many price changes. And that's because it's more competition to the market, guys. So if you're thinking about selling, this is important stuff to know, because the people that are active in the similar price range, similar square footage, bedrooms, bath in your area are your direct competition for trying to sell your house. If you're buying, that's important stuff to know too, because you know that negotiations are afoot when there's more competition. So for the past week, we have 799 new listings. We have 782 closed listings. So almost, again, a 1-for-1 situation there. And then let's take a look at pending. We have 683 pending, 271 contingent taking backup. So my math's not the best, but that's actually more than the new listings that we have here. So that's another good sign this past week. Things are moving. And considering it's like a week before December, or before Christmas and New Year's and the holidays, all the celebrations, a lot of people like to make the closings before that all happens, because really this last 2 weeks of the year, so many people take off. It's really hard to get something closed in this time of the year. So a lot of moving parts. So let's see here. Back on market, 249 to 799. Okay, so, or to 782, let's say. So roughly 250. So 1 out of every 3 homes came back onto the market. And then price changes, we have 960. So more price changes than new listings. Okay. So let's take a look here at the market stats. We're going to go to here. Let's see here. And let's take a look for our area here for the Jacksonville metro service area. Let's take a look at average sale price. Let's apply that here. That's what everyone wants to know. What's going on here in Jacksonville? It looks like average sale price went down in September, went back up in October, and then went down to $466,000. Let's take a look at median sale price here for the Jacksonville area. Apply here. And it looks like median sale price also went down this last month in November to $385. So it went from $387 to $390 to $385. So kind of hovering in that $385 area, the $380 to $390 area as of right now. Let's take a look at St. Johns County, because as you know, that's where St. Augustine is at. Let's take a look at the median sale price. Median sale price also coming down as well. We're at $523,000 for the median sale price in November, down from $540, which is pretty significant change right there. And then you can see the big increase really happened between February and March of this year, where it jumped from $475 to $550. So that's pretty significant. And let's take a look at the average sale price here. Whoops. Average sale price. All right, average sale price down as well, back to February, March levels. We're at $635,000, where we were up 701 last month, up to 698, pretty much 700,000. And then really when we got through the woes of interest rates, all this happened when it started going up pretty drastically. So end of the year, I imagine less sales are happening comparatively, just because during this time of year, there's not a ton of people that want people walking through their house. They got family coming in through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, all the holidays around that time. They don't want people coming through their house. So a lot of people hold off their buying and selling decisions. But during this time also that same people are out looking, they're very serious. So if they're putting their home on the market right now, they want to sell. If they're looking to buy right now, while they on the weekend they gotta plan go Christmas shopping, or they gotta plan what they're doing for the New Year's. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. So they're serious people out there that are looking to do that kind of stuff. So let's head on to the next thing that I want to cover, which is something that hasn't happened here in St. Johns County for 40 years. And it's probably something that you're dealing with if you're up north, if you're tuning in from actually the entire United States is going to be dealing with this here, because it apparently is going to be that we have a cold snap coming through. And a pretty significant one at that. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Not that one. Okay, where is it at? I saved it. Here we go. Freezing temperatures forecast across much of Florida for holiday weekend. So it's actually expected to get down into the 20s this weekend. So while we have my birthday's on the 24th, we got Christmas on the 25th, it's going to be freezing cold. And that is significantly colder than most Floridians are used to around this time. Typically, it's around 50 degrees right now, 55 degrees right now outside, a little rainy right now, kind of gloomy. Makes you want to stay at home and drink hot chocolate. But that's severely cold. Most Floridians are not going to be ready for this cold weather. They're not even going to know what to do. So that's the first time that it's been this cold for the holidays in the past 40 years. Super significant. I can't believe how cold it's going to be. But I did talk to one of my buyers who are moving from Wisconsin, and they're like, it's negative 15 degrees here, and we're about to get 10 inches of snow and another snowstorm after that. So they're supposed to come down in January, as you can see on this map here. Oh, you guys can't see it, but I can. They're getting a pretty significant snowstorm up there. So I have some things to be grateful for here in St. Johns County. It does get a little cold. Typically it's not this cold, between the 20s and the 30s. But for Christmas, I'll take it. You know what? It reminds me of the North a little bit. So on to the next news story here. Let's see. All right. Now, I've been following the schools here in St. Johns County. I think that's something that's really important. A lot of reasons why people move here. We're not going to watch this here, but St. Johns County is planning for the growth that's going on here. We've had a 4% increase in students this past year, and it's a 24% increase in students over the past 5 years. So St. Johns County is growing, busting at the seams, really, and they're planning to build 19 schools over the next 20 years. 3, I think, are planned within this next year, which I think I covered 2 weeks ago on a live stream. So if you do want to check out something, this is something that St. Johns County does. It's a video. It's 7 minutes long. It's the state of the schools for 2022 to 2023. St. Johns County Superintendent Tim Forson does it. So he covers everything that you want to know about the schools. So I'm not going to watch this video with you guys, but I will make sure to leave it in the link below. So if you are watching, you're concerned about the schools here, this is going to be a good resource for you to check out. So 2022, 2023 state of the schools. He did also mention, and that's something that I have been covering over these past couple weeks, about teacher pay, and saying like he just doesn't know where it is in the budget to pay for these teachers' salaries. And I imagine they're asking for around $55,000 a year, up from their $45,000 a year. How they're going to get that money from the county, I don't know. If they're saying it's not in the budget, maybe it'll be something that's because we have a $23 billion surplus within the state of Florida. Maybe the state of Florida kicks some money our way. Who knows? I'd love to know what's going to happen with their salaries, because you want the best talent here, right? If one of the main reasons people move here is because of the school system and it being the number 1, number 2 school system in the entire state of Florida, then we should be hiring the best people, right? And it's like, if the kids are the future, then why don't we have the best talent here, pay them a little bit more money? But if that ultimately is more productive for our county, then let's do it. I'm all for it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. we're covering the local news, the market stats, and doing a Q&A. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them below. I'm going to head on to the next news story, and it's something that's actually impacted me here this past couple months is COVID, the flu, RSV. All the hospitals are just packed right now, says Jacksonville doctor. And I can actually attest to that because my videographer, who does pretty much all of my stuff aside from the live streams, his name's Justin. He runs Nova Productions in Jacksonville. Him and his wife both got COVID this past week, so we had to cancel what we had planned for this week because he is saying that he's felt worse. He got swine flu. He lived in Thailand. He had swine flu. He said it's worse than when he had swine flu in Thailand. So COVID's making a resurgence here in Jacksonville. There hasn't been any changes in terms of policy or anything that you might need to know about, but COVID, the flu, RSV, so it is a conglomerate of different things that are affecting the flu season this year in northeastern Florida. But apparently the hospitals are getting a little full, a lot of people going there. He said that he's sick as a dog, so unfortunate, but that is something that's happening in our area. Is it happening near you? The response in your area is, are people getting sick? Are people, are they not noticing there? Let me know. I'd love to be able to get a little bit of a group think on this and get some back and forth in the comments to what's going on in your local area versus ours here. So this is another important news story here, which is going to affect our area. Now, I've already covered last week how Jacksonville is, one of the best places to buy a house, according to Zillow last week, according to Realtor. A whole bunch of places have Jacksonville on the map. And we're also on the map for travel and leisure. It seems to be this page is freezing. 9 best places to live in Florida, according to Real Estate Expert, from affordable to luxurious. These are the best places to live in Florida. December 21, 2022. So this is a brand new article here. And pretty much the main thing that they're going off of is, the different areas. So they have Miami. That's obviously an area that people are attracted to. South Florida. A lot different than where we are in Jacksonville, northeastern Florida. West Palm Beach and Jacksonville coming in at number 3. And a lot of that's based off of what Jacksonville has to offer. The abundant employment opportunities. The unemployment rate in Jacksonville is 2.5%, which is, I think it's about 0.5% lower than the national average. I think maybe the average might be 3.5%. So they do also have some good public schools in Jacksonville, and there's a ton of things to do, just being a stone's throw away from St. Augustine, Top Golf up there, the Jacksonville beaches, plenty of beautiful restaurants, cool places to hang out, a lot of golf. If you're looking to play golf, go watch the Jaguars, you go watch the baseball team, the Jacksonville Shrimp, so Jumbo Shrimp, my mistake. But other names on that list are Tampa, Cape Coral, Orlando, the Villages, Ocala, and Lake City. Now, those are all kind of different places in Florida, but I mean, if you're going to compare Jacksonville to Orlando, I don't know. It's like, I think you always got to throw in the caveat, like the traffic in all of those areas, aside from like Lake City, Ocala, and probably the Villages, is horrendous compared to the Jacksonville area. So we're on the map again for travel and leisure, thinking Jacksonville is a great place to live. People are going to listen to that publication, I believe, just like they would listen to Zillow. So let's see here. All right. And the Jacksonville, sorry, I got a little lost here. Let me get my stories in line here. And now Jacksonville, that's really important to notice, is VA loan limits have gone up. Well, it's not just Jacksonville, but Jacksonville has a lot of military bases, has 2 very big military bases, and the VA loan limit has gone up. So, or what the military will allow you to use. So the basic allowance for 2023 is pretty much up 10 to 20% for all military people. So here, I'll share my screen here real quick. This is a big deal for Jacksonville, I think, because we do have a large military population. But let's take a look here at what the prices of these things went up to. So the Market Distillery, great resource that's third party that will kind of give you the bare bones information, the meat and potatoes of what you need to know. And I'm going to have Alex Stewart on the video podcast in about a month from now. So be on the lookout for that. But the basic housing allowance is going up, which means real estate is going down. Going to get a boost in areas with military bases. Check yesterday's post for Florida Info. The overall average increase across all ranks in Jacksonville is 16%, with the average housing allowance coming in at $2,301 with dependents. Because the money is tax-free, that's essentially like having a budget of $2,800, as you'll get credit for 125% of your housing allowance when you get a mortgage. Check this out here, guys. So these are all the different classes here and what they're getting a bump in. But you see here 22% increase. So that they're looking to definitely help out those, those military people there on the bases so that they can afford some housing here and get some of the benefit of this market. So very cool stuff, guys. I think so. But hey, I think I'm going to round it out tonight, guys. I hope you guys have a good holiday season. This weekend, we got my birthday. We got Christmas coming up. So I'm going to be celebrating those with my family. Got my dad in town right now. So I'm going to cut this one a little short, but we're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. going over the market stats, going over the local news, and answering any questions that you guys may have about living in St. Johns County, living in Jacksonville, living in Palm Coast. We're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we're here for you guys. So if you do have any questions, if you're watching it now, or if you're watching it in, past this live recording, let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. I'll catch you next week at 8 p.m.